new migration measures taken by the Trump administration. Today we discuss. Today we are going to review some new measurements regarding immigration by the, of course, Trump administration. That, remember, tackling migration was one of the first promises for the campaign of Donald Trump, and after, of course, he got elected, that was one of his main mandates. And today we are going to review something that, the Trump administration has been very busy on just these first few days, and just talked recently with a migration lawyer in the US, and he got me some real information on what can we expect from the Trump administration on the next few months. So let's start. So the first thing is that the Trump administration will allow ICE, that's the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, that they will be able to arrest migrants for non-violent crimes. It was some sort of an issue on past years, decades, regarding detaining illegal aliens in the US that haven't committed a non-violent crime. And apparently that is going to change. So the ICE agency will be able to enforce that. And also, apparently, other agencies will be able to apprehend illegal aliens like the ATF, the US Marshals, and the DEA. The second thing is also the cancellation of the CBP-1 app. And this particular app, it was very used during the Biden administration, the past administration, in order for illegal aliens that in order to get an appointment, in order to cross the border, get an application, and then get an appointment in order to enter the US. And that particular app, the CBP-1, has been canceled since day one of the Trump administration. So yet again, that curbs the legal immigration to the US. Apparently it was a legal process during the Biden administration, but during the Trump 2.0 administration, that has gone. The third thing is that apparently has been approved different rates for searching illegal aliens in different places. Those places include, of course, workplaces like construction sites, places like that, and also even public schools. So yet again, that has happened a bunch of times in recent history, regarding illegal immigration and undocumented immigration. So that is something that we're going to see yet again, probably on Fox News. On the next few weeks, we're going to see several raids on different states that have a significant population of illegal aliens. The fourth thing that we discussed is that troops are being sent to the southern border. Apparently, some around 1,500 agents are going to be tackling illegal immigration through the border, and the personnel has been increased from Border Patrol. And I don't know exactly if the National Guard is going to be included on these particular procedures. So the security on the southern border is going to be tighter as it can be. The fifth thing that we discussed is the humanitarian parole has been removed. Usually this particular parole is a mechanism that migrants from countries with certain events happening right now, like for instance authoritarian regimes in Latin America, and also places dealing with a disaster like Haiti right now. This handful of countries, the migrants from those countries, had something called the humanitarian parole. That basically, if one of these particular migrants had a sponsor living in the US legally, and they have the economic means in order to sustain such migrant. And you have to show that and go through a process that takes, several weeks, several months, whatever may be the case. And you can legally migrate to the US for a particular period of time of a few years. Well, that particular humanitarian parole has been removed from the Trump administration as well. And the sixth topic of discussion regarding migration is that the TPS so far is going to stay for now. First, a bunch of executive orders have been approved, and several include the migration topics. But on the first batch of executive orders, the TPS hasn't been included. So for the holders of a TPS, those are good news. Now, that can change, according to the lawyer's take, is that is apparently not going to be removed, because if that were the case, it would be removed on the first day with this bunch of executive orders. So on that regard, well, good news for the holders of the TPS. The TPS stands for Temporary Protection Status. So it is used for a cohort of migrants that come from countries with a particular conflict right now, like authoritarian regimes, or they are dealing with wars or natural disaster, things of that nature. And they have a retroactive benefit. I mean, if they arrive on a particular date, afterwards, the TPS was approved, and you need, to fill a particular profile in order to be protected by the TPS. And apparently, the TPS is going to stay for now. Now, let's go with the issues that require the approval of the Congress. Well, the first one is the Laken Riley bill that has been approved by Congress, passed by Congress, and this particular law basically it makes harsher the punishment of the migrants that commit violent crimes within the US, even can receive the death penalty. I don't have the specification of the document of the Laken Riley bill, but apparently it's gonna be tough with the migrants that commit a severe crime within the United States, and I think actually that's a good news. Now, the other issue right now, topic du jour, is the change of the 14th Amendment, that is this particular law within the Constitution of the United States that gives citizenship to anyone who is born within the US, regardless of their legal status. So I was speaking with this particular lawyer, and a US lawyer, and he told me that requires changing the Constitution, and that particular is very difficult to find the votes. In order to do so, you need like 2/3 of Congress in order to pass such bill. So the chances of passing through Congress are close to zero. But what he also told me is that maybe there is a possibility of a Supreme Court ruling that, maybe they can bend the rules a little bit regarding the status of the people who are born within the United States, and therefore they are not going to receive automatically the US citizenship. Now, still is very hard. Remember that right now the Supreme Court has a ratio of 6 conservative judges and only 3 liberal judges. So that can happen, but requires a very loosely interpretation of the Constitution, because according to the lawyer, I'm not a lawyer, this particular guy is a lawyer, and he told me that the Constitution is very clear. Anyone who is born in the United States, therefore, becomes a U.S. citizen. Now, some weird interpretation of the law on the Supreme Court, yeah, that is still difficult, but that might happen. And a couple of other things that we discussed, with the lawyer. And first, he mentioned Tom Homan, the border czar, that he gave a number of around 700,000 migrants that had committed some sort of crime within the United States, from something, like a misdemeanor, and a handful of them, of course, they are felons. So I don't know how it's going to work. The lawyer doesn't know, but that's basically the people that they are after right now, the new Trump administration. And the other thing that we discussed is the H-1B visa that has been right now this particular drama, particular feud between basically the base of voters, the conservative voters, because half they are okay with the H-1B visa, and the other half they are not, and they are calling each other the woke right, something like that. Well, anyways, apparently even Trump himself said that the H-1B stays, so it's not going to be a drama for now. But in order just to mention, clear things out, the H-1B visa is going nowhere. So that will be all for today, and I'm gonna keep doing some updates with the migration issues that we might have within the US on weeks to come, months to come, because this is something that's gonna give a lot to talk about during the whole Trump administration 2.0. Thank you for watching Continental Insider. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on social media, and if you want to work with us, continentalinsider.com. Thanks again, and have a nice day.